All right, welcome back, everybody, for another deep dive into the world of Doctor Who.
Absolutely.
If you're new to the show, be sure to hit that subscribe button and check out all the previous episodes where we've talked about pretty much everything in the One-verse.
We have.
From sonic screwdrivers to Daleks to companions.
Oh, yeah.
Today, we're going to the heart of it all, the source, the Time Lords,
Yeah.
the Doctor's people.
The Doctor's people, a lot of mystery surrounding them, their motivations, how did their powers actually work,
Right.
the impact they've had on the universe.
Well, we're going to dive deep into that.
We are.
And uncover a lot of those mysteries today.
Yes.
Get ready for some mind-bending stuff, because we're talking about beings who can regenerate, manipulate time,
They can.
and have a history that spans eons.
That they do.
So, buckle up.
Buckle up.
Let's start with the fundamentals.
Okay, so Time Lords, who are they? They're from the planet Gallifrey, a world known for its silver leaf forests and orange skies.
I love that image. Silver trees and orange skies.
It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, very cool.
Place of ancient wisdom, advanced technology, and they've woven time and space into their society.
They've woven it.
They've woven it.
But, okay, here's the thing I don't get.
Yeah.
They have all this power over time.
Yes.
But this strict policy of non-interference,
Right.
it just doesn't add up.
It's a great paradox of
Yeah.
the Time Lords.
It really is.
They believe in observing the natural order of the universe, yet the Doctor, their most famous representative, constantly breaks it.
Yeah.
Right? It really makes you wonder if the Doctor's just this anomaly, or if they're really the truest expression of Time Lord nature. Just, they're not following the rules.
Yeah, it's that struggle
Yeah.
between observing and acting.
Yeah, very much so.
But I think maybe the most iconic thing about Time Lords
Okay.
is that they can regenerate.
Oh, yeah.
It's like death has no power over them.
Well, it is this biological process unique to them.
Right.
That allows them to cheat death by transforming into a new body with a
Yeah.
new personality.
Right.
But it's not always smooth.
No.
Sometimes it's a little rocky regeneration. They can be explosive, traumatic events, and they seem to be getting more so recently.
It's like each regeneration carries the weight of their previous lives.
Yeah, you can see it, can't you?
Especially for someone like the Doctor, who has seen so much tragedy, conflict.
Shush.
And speaking of which, we can't talk about Time Lords without talking about the Time War.
Right, the Time War, a conflict of unimaginable scale, a temporal war across all of time and space.
Wow.
It was their greatest challenge. Yeah.
The Daleks? Those Daleks, with that chilling catchphrase.
Oh, I know.
Exterminate.
Exterminate.
They're just the embodiment of pure destruction.
Pure destruction.
It seems like it was just inevitable
It does.
that those two forces would collide.
It really does.
But what do you think was really at the heart of the Time War? What caused it?
I think it was this clash of ideologies, this struggle between the Time Lords who, they craved order, they wanted control, versus the Daleks and their pursuit of universal domination.
Right.
I mean, the Daleks, they saw anything that deviated from their ideals as just an imperfection that needed to be eliminated.
Yeah.
And the Time Lords, maybe a little arrogantly,
Yeah.
believed they could manage the Daleks, contain that destruction.
Like control chaos?
Exactly.
That's a classic battle.
It is a classic battle. And right in the middle of this cosmic struggle was the Doctor forced to make impossible choices.
Oh, I know.
A being of peace and compassion, thrust into the heart of a war that defied logic and reason.
Right, the Doctor witnessed all those horrors,
Yeah.
all those devastating consequences
Unimaginable.
of a conflict that threatened to unravel reality.
It did.
And then they had to make the most agonizing decision
They did.
to use the moment.
The moment, a sentient weapon of unimaginable power, capable of rewriting time itself,
Wow.
faced with potential universal destruction, the Doctor, with a heavy heart, had to activate it, and that destroyed the Daleks and the Time Lords.
Wow.
It was a cataclysmic act.
And that decision still haunts the Doctor to this day.
I'm sure it does.
It's a lot to carry.
It is.
But there's another aspect to Time Lords that I think we should talk about.
Oh, okay.
This strange connection to the Weeping Angels.
Oh, the Weeping Angels.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this fan theory that these terrifying creatures, these living statues.
Oh, I hate them.
I know. That move, when you're not looking, they might actually be Time Lords.
Whoa, that's a twist.
Yeah, it is a bit of a twist, isn't it?
I did not see that coming.
No.
That's the evidence.
Well, think about it. They're both ancient beings. They both manipulate time energy, and they both have ties to Gallifrey.
That's true.
Remember those creepy statues in the End of Time? They looked a lot like Weeping Angels, didn't they?
They did. It's too much of a coincidence.
It does make you wonder if they are fallen Time Lords.
Yeah.
What does that say about their existence?
What does it say? And could they be the result of some Time Lord experiment gone wrong?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah, like a dark side of Time Lord evolution, a cautionary tale
Ooh.
about messing with time.
That's a chilling thought.
It is, but wait. haven't the Weeping Angels been around longer than Time Lords?
Well, with time travel, linear timelines don't really matter.
True.
A Weeping Angel could have existed before the Time Lords, even if they were once a Time Lord themselves.
Whoa!
It's a paradox.
It is.
But that's time travel for you.
Right.
It makes those encounters between the Doctor and the Weeping Angels even more complex.
Yeah, what if they're facing a messed up version of their own people?
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
It's a fascinating and terrifying possibility.
Yeah, it really is.
Adds a whole other layer to it, doesn't it?
It does.
Adds a bit of tragedy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really speaks to the mystery
It does.
of the Time Lord.
Big time.
But I feel like we've only just scratched the surface.
There's so much more to uncover.
Oh, yeah.
Particularly about regeneration.
Oh, yeah.
How does it work? What are the limits? Could the Doctor regenerate beyond the traditional limits?
These are the questions
They're big questions.
that have haunted fans for decades.
They have.
And in our next segment,
Yes.
we're going to delve deeper into the mysteries of Time Lord regeneration.
I can't wait.
Explore the science, the theories,
Ooh.
the possibilities.
The possibilities are endless.
So stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
We'll be right back.
We will.
All right, so regeneration.
Yeah.
This process that lets Time Lords basically cheat death.
It is a fascinating process, isn't it? Allows them to transform into a new version of themselves.
Talk about a life makeover.
Seriously.
You get a whole new body, new personality.
But it's more than just a physical change.
Right.
It's a fundamental shift in their being, their memories, their personality.
Yeah.
Their whole outlook on life can be altered.
And that explains why, I guess, each Doctor is so unique.
It does.
So different.
Yeah.
But if it's a biological process,
Yeah.
why does it look so different each time?
That is a great question.
Like some regenerations are massive explosions.
Huge.
And others are like kind of chill.
Yeah, there are a lot of theories about that.
Yeah.
One idea is that the energy released during regeneration, it kind of builds up over time.
Okay.
So the closer a Time Lord gets to the end of their regeneration cycle,
Yeah.
the more intense that transformation becomes.
So like building up potential energy and then...
Exactly. Like the 11th Doctor's regeneration into the 12th. That was pretty calm.
Right.
Because he had just used a ton of regeneration energy to heal a crack in the universe, remember?
Right, yeah.
So he was a little spent.
He was a little spent. But what about those theories that Time Lords weaponized regeneration during the Time War?
Ooh, that's interesting.
Is there any truth to that?
It's definitely a possibility, isn't it?
Yeah.
A Time Lord on the verge of death
Yeah.
could choose to just unleash this surge of energy as a final act of defiance.
Wow.
Taking their enemies with them.
Like a biological time bomb?
Exactly.
Wow.
But it's unpredictable.
Right.
They can't control it.
Right.
It's not like they can just choose to weaponize it whenever they want.
Yeah, we've seen the Doctor struggle with memory loss.
Yeah.
Disorientation after regenerating.
Absolutely. There's definitely a lot of instability there.
But can they choose their next form?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's been some hints that maybe they have a subconscious influence.
Okay.
Like a way of guiding it, but not controlling it.
So not like picking from a menu.
Right.
But more like, I don't know, setting an intention.
Yeah, like a vibe.
Vibe, yeah.
Think about the 12th Doctor, his franny face, that was subconsciously influenced by Cecilius.
Oh, right.
Remember him, the man he met as the 11th Doctor.
Right.
So it became this reminder of his mission to save lives.
That's amazing.
It's kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
That the people they meet,
Yeah.
the experiences they have
Yeah.
can shape their future regenerations.
Like I don't know.
It's a tapestry.
A tapestry, yeah.
Woven from their past.
Okay, so regeneration, it's not just about survival.
No.
It's about
evolution.
evolution.
Growth.
Right.
And the impact of those relationships.
That makes sense.
It's what makes the Doctor so complex and so compelling.
Yeah, it's a really fascinating mix of biology and subconscious stuff and echoes of their past.
It is.
But is there a limit to how many times a Time Lord can regenerate?
Traditionally, yes.
Okay.
12 regenerations.
Yeah.
So 13 lifetimes.
Right.
That was considered an unbreakable law of Time Lord biology.
Right, but the Doctor has had way more than 13 faces.
Way more.
So what's going on there?
The Time Lords, masters of time and genetics.
Yeah.
They found ways to get around the limit.
Of course they did.
The Master, for example,
Oh, yeah.
has cheated death so many times,
Right.
even stolen regenerations from other Time Lords.
Wow.
So they found ways.
So how did the Doctor surpass the 12 regeneration limit?
Well, the Time War was a big part of that.
Okay.
Time Lords were facing some pretty serious threats.
Yeah.
They had to push the boundaries
Right.
of their biology.
Right, they created the Daleks.
They did.
Maybe not their best work,
Probably not their proudest moment.
but they did create them.
They did.
So they were experimenting.
They were experimenting like crazy.
And that led to extending their regeneration cycle.
Exactly.
So the Doctor got a regeneration upgrade?
You could say that.
But then there's the timeless child thing.
Oh, yes.
That kind of throws everything out the window.
That does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because the timeless child isn't just a Time Lord. It's something much older.
Right.
Something even more mysterious.
And it can regenerate like an unlimited number of times.
Potentially infinite.
So, will there ever be a final Doctor?
Now that is the question.
It is the question.
That had haunted fans for years.
It has, and I don't think there's a good answer.
Is there a natural end, or will the Doctor just keep regenerating forever?
And protecting the universe.
Exactly.
But think about it, all those lives.
I know.
All those memories, all those
It
experiences.
can be overwhelming.
It would be a lot to carry.
Yeah.
And what happens to all those memories when they regenerate?
That's another big mystery. It's
Yeah.
not like they just forget everything. It's more like their memories become all interwoven,
Okay.
layered on top of each
So
other.
they all kind of bleed together.
They do.
Yeah.
Fragments from past lives can resurface
Oh, wow.
and shape their present.
So it's not a clean slate.
No.
More like, what's that thing called? Where you write on top of old writing.
A palimpsest?
Yes, a palimpsest.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Yeah.
It explains why they sometimes have these flashes of memory.
Yeah.
Or why certain traits keep popping up.
Right, right.
It's like they're carrying all those past lives with them.
Wow.
Even if they don't always remember them.
So we've talked about the Time War in general.
Yeah.
But I want to get into the specifics. What
Okay.
actually went down during this massive conflict?
All right, let's journey into the heart of the Time War.
Okay.
We'll uncover the tactics, the weapons,
Yeah.
and those impossible choices that the Doctor had to make.
Hold on to your hats, everyone.
It's going to be a bumpy ride.
We're going deep into Whittle's catastrophic events in Doctor Who history. All right, we're back and ready to tackle the Time War.
The Time War, yeah.
This wasn't just any battle.
Oh, no.
It was a war that swallowed all of time and space.
It did.
This clash of ideologies could have unraveled reality.
Absolutely. It's hard to even imagine the scale of it.
Yeah.
The Time Lords with their time travel mastery up
Yeah.
against the Daleks with their, extermination.
It's a nightmare.
It is. It's like a cosmic nightmare
Yeah.
playing out across the universe.
And both sides had these technologies that could warp time, rewrite history,
Oh,
used to
man.
obliterate galaxies.
It was a scary time.
So what kind of weapons are we talking about?
Well, the Daleks,
Yeah.
they went for destruction, of course, on an unimaginable scale.
Right.
Reality bombs,
Reality bomb
could
to
rip
remelt.
apart space-time,
Wow.
create paradoxes, ripple effects throughout history.
And they were weaponizing time travel.
They weren't sending assassins back in time to eliminate key figures or just change events before they even happened.
Like a deadly game of 4D chess.
Exactly, using time as their weapon.
So how did Time Lords fight back against that?
Well, despite hating violence, they had to adapt.
Right.
Fight fire with fire.
Right.
So they created time loops to trap their enemies,
Wow.
used temporal shields to deflect attacks, and even messed with time dilation fields to slow down or speed up time around their enemies.
So the battlefields weren't just places.
No.
They were the past, the present,
The whole of time and space.
the future, everything. Wow. So the Time War, it wasn't just about physical battles.
No, it was about paradoxes.
Right.
Cause and effect all messed up.
Yeah.
The very nature of time under attack.
It's hard to even imagine.
It is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how did the Doctor survive this?
Well, it was agonizing for them.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being forced to compromise your value?
Yeah.
To use violence to protect the universe?
Right.
It pushed the Doctor to their limit.
Right.
Made them do things they never thought possible.
And that ultimately led to using the moment.
It did.
A decision they've regretted ever since.
It was a last resort, that moment. A sentient weapon
Right.
that could end the war, but at a terrible cost.
Yeah.
The Doctor wanted to stop the fighting.
Right.
Prevent reality from collapsing, and so they activated it, destroying the Daleks and the Time Lords.
Wow.
One devastating act.
Yeah, to end two civilizations, including their own.
I know.
How do you even process that?
Think about the Doctor in those final moments.
Yeah.
Knowing they destroyed countless lives.
Yeah.
Shattered their people.
Right.
Reshaped history.
And yet they had to go on.
They did. It's a testament to their strength that they were able to carry on.
So the Time War had a huge impact
Massive.
on the universe,
Yeah.
but also on the Doctor.
It did, psychologically and emotionally.
They had to be the one to trigger the apocalypse
Yeah.
and live with it.
It wasn't just the physical battles and the temporal manipulations.
Right.
It was that psychological and emotional toll.
Yeah.
It forced the Doctor to face their dark side.
Yeah.
The warrior that they'd become.
Right.
And try to reconcile that with their core beliefs.
It's a long road to recovery.
It is a journey of healing and self-discovery.
Right. And one that they're still on.
Very much so.
The Time War might be over,
Yeah.
but it still echoes.
It does. It's a reminder of how fragile peace is
Right.
and the dangers of unchecked power.
But it also shows us the Doctor's spirit,
Their hope.
their refusal to give up.
Their commitment to protecting the universe.
Yeah, they never give up.
Never.
It's incredible.
It is. It's inspiring.
That's what makes them a hero.
Absolutely.
So we've taken a deep dive into the Time Lords.
We have.
All their complexities and tragedies and their enduring legacy.
Right, covering a lot.
From their home planet
That's
to the
right.
depths of the Time War.
Right into the thick of it.
Uncovering the mysteries of these amazing beings.
They're fascinating, aren't they?
They really are.
All their powers.
Yeah, regeneration.
Oh, yeah.
How they tried to control the universe.
How it affected the Doctor's life.
Right, if you want to dive even deeper.
Yes.
Check out the show notes for more resources.
We've got timelines.
Character bios, links to some great online discussions.
Yeah,
Until next time.
Keep watching the skies.
Yeah, Geronimo.